Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006. Very hard, silver, dusty desert time. I originally thought that I would just append this to the normal video, just as I've done with the Sonic videos, because surprise, surprise, I've actually been right at the end of the blind video, where I said that this was probably going to be a relatively easy S rank, because all I have to do is just keep on not dying and solve that one completely idiotic part where I just didn't know what to do at first glance. And that's true. Yes, this is my first try, and I did in fact just complete the stage with an S rank very easily. Small setbacks like this one notwithstanding. It is extremely straightforward. As I said, you just don't have to not die, be relatively quick about it, and the final part is much easier because you don't actually have to do anything with the ball. So that's great. So what we're seeing here is basically just me going through the stage, like seeing if there is anything special. And no, it's almost slightly disappointing because we saw a lot of cool setups and fun things to discover for the Crisis City S rank, especially with all of those invisible enemies where you had to take out the leader that spawned behind you just so that you could get enough points. And we're going to see a bunch more of that in later videos as well, but for this one here it's just, you know, just do your thing, just be relatively quick about it, and that's pretty much exactly the same way S ranks worked in the normal game. Where if you were somewhat familiar with the game and the engine, what I am at the moment, you can just knock them out relatively easily, and there is nothing special about it. And for most of those, crucially, especially for silver, you don't even need that many rings. But for here, at the very least, I cannot give you any specific tricks or anything really clever I did, because there is nothing. I just went through the stage and tried to not die, and I succeeded, and that's basically it. I hope this doesn't bore you in the end. There are a few details, of course, where I was much better at this stage now that I know how it works, and I've seen it once before, and I don't know why this laser hit me, but again, it doesn't really matter. But overall, it's just, you know, normal silver gameplay. Try to be quick in dispatching the enemies, pick your battles. And then we have Amy, and as before, now that I know that where the switches are and so on, I can do this much quicker. And otherwise it's just, you know, you run, make sure that you have full momentum, and then you do the jump at the very last possible moment, and try to not do the double jump too early because it kills your momentum. It's the usual stuff, and this way you don't die. Now I'm actually going to use her gimmick to become invisible. It's not going to help, because for some reason this enemy still knows where I am, but hey, sometimes, as we can see, one hammer swing can deal damage twice. I still don't know what governs that, but it's something about hitboxes intersecting, probably. Hey, I didn't get hit here, it's like an absolute Christmas miracle. Again, doesn't matter, but hey, I'm good at this game, okay? Please acknowledge it. Oop. And latest possible moment, and there we go. But that didn't trip me up in the normal one as well anyway. But if you are doing this for some reason completely rusty and out of practice, like after a year of playing Sonic 2006, you get back to the DLC and you're like, come on, let's try this, then yeah, this would be pretty damn hard. Fortunately, I don't have to do that. And I almost killed myself there, but I could save myself. You could see where my error was. Will I make this? Nope. It's very tough to get over here without getting hit, actually. It's not fun, first of all, and it's very, very hard to get the correct speed and the correct distance, and then get your jump arc right. Like, I don't know if without the invincibility this would have worked, but it's fine. Hey, it's 3 for 3 on getting... no, 2 for 3 on getting the double hit. This one is also a little bit weird, because it's probably then, because you can deal this 1 damage with the explosive box, unintended for the enemies to be able to double hit by your hammer. So they didn't really plan for it to work like that. I don't know. Also, I forgot where the switch was again, but hey, it's easy enough to find if you know in general that it is up here and not somewhere else hidden weirdly. Do I want to get the points from this robot? I do. And once again, it is pretty much impossible to kill this robot without getting hit. But I just gotten hit anyway, so it doesn't really matter because I'm not sacrificing any rings for it. Here, of course, it helps a lot to know that the switch I need is exactly in the middle. I could jump from the doorway, but I prefer seeing where I jump, thank you very much. And then I can just quickly get around the room in pretty much the intended fashion. It's a bit weird that I didn't do more with this, but I guess this room was always a bit of a mess, and this way it just seems like it functions relatively simply, so I appreciate that. I was thinking here maybe I could do shortcuts or something, but no, the double jump is just absolutely awful, so I can't. The biggest thing here is that I don't actually have to double jump if I do it correctly, so that's nice if you're looking for some speed tech or whatever. I'm getting really good at judging the distance from these robots, so that's something at least. And once again, it doesn't really matter because you don't need a ring bonus here. Helps, as usual, to have a little bit of a buffer in the end, but the biggest thing you can do is just get through it quickly, it's fine. There's nothing super special about it. Do appreciate that you can stand on these ones, because, you know, it's always a little bit tricky to get the actual timing right on those. They could have made this much harder because there is one instance, I think in Dusty Desert Sonic, where you can't actually jump on them now. So they did see that is a potential problem, but they didn't fix it here, if that is even something that you can call a fix or that would require a fix. So that's fine. Forgot that there is another wave spawning in here. See, this is why this is the first try, not like the fifth, because otherwise I would know a little bit more about the enemy composition. And that's something where, of course, you can always optimize these things, but I'm just fine with having an S rank, you know, at this point, whatever. Norma talk about brisk pace, and we're still at 7 minutes already, and it's just going to go on for a little bit longer because, you know, it's a silver level, so that's just what you have to deal with in general. Don't forget to refill your hover gorge. This won't work. Don't know exactly how to do this room completely optimally. Of course, there are some extra platforms on the side, but you're kind of encouraged to skip around a little with the hover refill in the middle of the room, so I don't know, but once again, I'm not super interested in like super analyzing this. Like I've done a bunch of that for the normal game, so you will excuse me if I'm not going to do this for every single very hard stage as well. There's just too much Sonic 06 in somebody's life at some point. Once again, you gotta be careful about those rolling dudes because they have some weird, really weird acceleration sometimes. They just stop advancing quickly and just become very slow, and it's just really weird. Anyway, here now I won't get tricked. There is one way to do this, and it involves just ignoring the entire thing. I have no idea if that is actually intended. Like I can't believe that it would be, because as we found out in the original live recording, that if you do the skip across the laser barrier, then the enemies don't even spawn. So it's like, once again, I'm like, can this really be what they wanted me to do? But I don't really see a different way of doing it, because there doesn't seem to be a way to hit the enemies behind the laser barrier. Doesn't seem to be a way to turn it off thus, because like if I can't kill the enemies, then how am I going to turn off the laser barrier? Is there a hidden switch somewhere? I didn't find it. Maybe I should look that up at some point, but honestly, once again, I'm just not interested enough in that. You can also tell here that I'm not really worried, because I'm just doing a test run here, but I'm not really worried about losing my rings. It's really annoying to try and catch every single rocket and not get hit by it, because as we all know, there's the pickup cone or something that Silver projects is very unintuitive, to say the least. But again, fortunately, it doesn't really matter in the end. So I can afford to do silly mistakes like this one here and just get tripped up a little bit by just another rocket sneaking in, because it's just what happens all the time in this game. And once again we marvel at how useless the laser duels are. Do you think that if the Psycho Shock wasn't so completely busted, trying to catch the rockets from these guys in the back so that you can hit the one that is hovering over the hole would be kind of an interesting challenge maybe? But that's just not how the game works, and why would I do anything else? So there we go. I didn't need the ring bonus by just 1000 points, as you could see. Close, but I did it. Thank you very much for your attention.